Hello everyone, and welcome to the first video on my YouTube channel. Today, as you can see, we're in the middle of a pretty heavy winter storm, which is pretty uncommon for southern Pennsylvania. So today, I'm going to be playing 9 holes on my local home course that I could just walk to. And the goal / challenge of the video is going to be if I can complete the 9 holes under par and without losing any discs. So we're here at hole 1. It's a par 3, 210 feet to the basket across the creek there. I just realized that I did not bring a towel with me, so this may go downhill as we go as the discs become more slippery, but we'll see how it goes. On hole 1 there, I threw my RPM Katare on a forehand flex shot that looks like it's going to be inside the circle, but I saw it clip a tree up there, so I think it shouldn't be too hard to find. All right, so like I thought, looks like just inside the circle here, maybe about 25 feet downhill. Look, be putting with my RPM Ruru. First putt of the day. We'll see how this goes. Oh, just left it just a bit high, but drop in 3. Alrighty. Alright, so we get a drop in 3 on hole 1 and no lost discs, so that's not the worst start. Here on hole 2, we've got 335 feet. Shapes pretty well for a forehand, but without too much warm-up, we'll see if we can get this there. Oh boy.
Unfortunately, we had a technical error during my birdie putt, so you'll just have to take my word for it that I made it.
All right, so here we are on hole 3. It's another par 3, 296 feet. And I think this one shaped a little bit better for the backhand turnover. So we're gonna give that a shot. All right, I'm gonna throw my RPM Pika Pika here and see if we can turn it over and try to get it near the basket. Whew. Alrighty. Put a little bit too much anhyzer on that one and kind of just dove right into the snow, probably about 50 or so. But for the first back end of the day, I'm not super disappointed. So the good news here is that all this snow is super fresh. So any mark in the snow, I should be able to locate it. So it turns out, even if you know where the disc lands in a general area, it is not at all easy to find. We eventually did find it, and it is also shorter than I imagined it would be. And this is about 70 or 80 to go. So I'm gonna see if I can jump putt something up to the pin here, get some sort of grip. I would be happy just to get this within 10 feet or so. Whoa. Honestly, did not think I was gonna get it there that easily. All right, so really not too bad. May just be a kind of awkward lie to get through some of this stuff here. I need to reuse that disc, so I'm just gonna replace it with something else. I don't even think I can just sneak something right through here. Nope. Turns out I was wrong. awkward little. All right, so that gets us back to even. Still not the end of the world, but on to hole 4. Whew. Should have tried to the wind is honestly partially a factor too. All right, so here we are on hole 4 after a unfortunate bogey to get us back to even. The tee sign was supposed to be somewhere around here. I have no idea where it went, but the basket's across the creek there. So just a stock hyzer across the creek. I'm going to be throwing my RPM Kia here. Alrighty. Alright, so the issue here is you're not going to get any skip, and you don't want to leave it too high because of that branch. But best case scenario might be able to get this like 20 to 25 feet. Oh, that's inside, and that's danger. That's big danger, and that's wet. Oh no. All right, so I think we cleared, and then it kind of faded back into this tree and into the water. I forgot to tell, but I brought a grabber, so I was half prepared. And now the new challenge for the video is to not fall in. All right, so we were able to retrieve the disc out of the water. So this disc is absolutely frozen. Pulling it out of the freezing creek here. I think this one's going to be retired for the round. Taking the spot across the creek here. Maybe a little bit of a generous spot, but gotta make this to avoid back-to-back bogeys. Oh, gotta get up. Oh, kind of just glided pretty straight there. I'm gonna go tap that in for another 4. Gotta get back on track on hole 5. Should I risk it by tapping in with the icicle disc? Or do I pick it up? This thing is encrusted with ice. I almost thought that cut through for a second there. For those who know this course, know that these baskets are homemade. Originally, they only had one set of chains around the side, but somebody came in and, you know, created this inside ring themselves, and now these baskets catch pretty good. So, alrighty, so through 4 holes, we are 1 over. Unfortunate back-to-back bogeys, but hole 5, it's definitely gettable. Should just be either a forehand or a backhand turnover to get down to the pin. All right, here we are on hole 5. This is a par 3, 248 feet. I'm honestly not positive where all of these tee pads are because the snow is so deep, but it's should just be like a stock hyzer. We got a pretty strong now left to right wind, and I'm not going to get any ground play, so I am not sure what to throw. I'm thinking I'm going to try the Pika Pika again on a hyzer flip and see if I can get it to push over here. So trying to disc up on essentially every hole because I cannot do a functional run up in this deepening snow. But I think that worked out pretty good. I think we might be at the top of the hill here, but was still a putt to make. All right, so this came up a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to. This is about maybe 35, but downhill. I just need to pop it on the right spot and hopefully just let it fade into the basket here. Oof. Flipped up again a little bit on me and just kind of cruised on that right side. A little bit of a tester coming back. So unfortunately the battery died back on hole 5 during my comeback putt. So we had to call it for that day, but we're back out here a few days later. We're going to be picking it up here on hole 6. I was able to make the comeback putt on hole 5, so we're sitting at 1 over. But this is a par 3, 238 feet. I'm going to be throwing my RPM P Waka Waka on a little hyzer flip line. So again, I have no idea where the tee pad is here, so I'm gonna, guesstimate here and throw from about here. Ooh. Wow. The skip and roll on that thing was crazy. Wow. All right, so here we are at about 45 feet away from the basket. I honestly really liked the line, but the snow right now is pretty much just like straight ice. And it took a huge skip and rolled out to here about 45 feet, but see if we can make the putt here. Oof. Even that skip and roll. I decided to switch up my putter to the Takapoo instead of the Ruru. Because I wanted something with a little bit more fade. And it had that, but sheesh. All right, try to make this comeback putt. Just straight ice. All right. Nice little comebacker. Ooh, it's got a little bit more ice on it. Ooh. All right. Gonna have to play the ice a little bit more for these next holes. But just a 3. All right. So here we are on hole 7. It's a par 3, 212 feet. My Kia is unthawed, so I'm going to be throwing that here. It's kind of shapes for like a forehand flex shot. It's got a mandatory on the right there, so you got to go left of that. So I'm just going to try to like flex it through this gap here. Oh man. All right, so pretty less than desirable shot here. Kind of just pushed straight and got stuck in this bush here. I don't even really know how I'm gonna lay this up here, because my guess is it's just gonna slide somewhere. But we'll try to get it up and down. Maybe I should have gone with the Spikeizer. All right, comebacker from like Circle's Edge with a tree and about 1 million limbs. Should make for your routine cleanup here. I don't even know. Yeah, there's no line. I have to maybe flick something, try to flick something in. So I got no line. That one's stuck. Ugh. Oh, I'll just keep the bag on. Don't matter. Ugh. Oh, it caught someone's footprint. It saved it. Nice. All right. All right, another bogey. But conditions are a little rough. So moving on to hole 8. All right, so here we are on hole 8. It's a par 3, 272 feet. Plays like a lot more. I mean, normally it probably plays like 350 or something like that. But yeah, again, I have no idea where the tee pad is, so I'm just gonna throw from around this general area, and I would not get a standstill backhand there, so I'm gonna try to stand still, forehand something, maybe start at a high line and get it to drift left, but we'll see how it goes. Gonna be throwing the Kahoo here again. Oh, clipped a branch. Oh no. Oh, it got stopped. All right. It really wasn't the worst line. It clipped a branch up there, but honestly, it got the angle right. It was starting to turn, but I mean, probably 60 feet up the hill or something. More like a 70-foot look up the hill. Disc slid down just a little bit, but hopefully we can get this up and down. Oof. Can't even get decent footing. Oh. Thank goodness for footprints, or that would have just slid right back down the hill. All right. Quality putt there. One of my better makes of the day. All right. Still 2 over through 8. It's on to hole 9. The last one to go. All right, so here we are on hole 9. It's a par 4, the only par 4 on the course, 415 feet. You got to cross the creek, and then you got to go down on the other side to get to the basket across the creek there. I'm going to be trying to throw my Kahoo here. It's a pretty fast disc for not a long shot to get to the landing zone, but it's one of the more stable options I have right now. So I'm going to give it a shot. really great looking shot, but you can't even see it rolling on the ice down there. Oh my. All right. Well, it definitely cleared, so we're gonna take it from the other side, but yeah, I don't know what else to do there. All right, so hopefully it's not gonna be too difficult to retrieve the disc from the ice down there. That one I definitely saw cross to the other side before it slid back down onto the ice. So I'll take it from the other side there, but not sure what kind of shot I'm gonna have into the green. Maybe. Well, that was kind of almost worse. Whoa. Whoa. That's slippery. All right. So we got the disc retrieved from off the ice. Giving myself a spot here just across the creek. Basket's less than 20 feet from the creek over there, so I'm not gonna risk going down onto the ice again by throwing a backhand. That's probably just gonna skip back onto there. So I'm gonna try like a forehand turnover here with the Kia. See maybe if I can land flat or end up on that high side or something like that. All right, let's see. If it wasn't for that bush, that might have been great. But got caught up in a bush down there. Honestly, loved the shot, but took a weird anti-skip off the ice there. All right, so this actually ended up sliding down the hill even more after hitting the bush. Fortunately not into the creek, but I'm in the middle of a bunch of nothing. And I'm gonna just throw the same disc here out wide and hope that I can get a nice slide up to the basket here. We'll see. See if I can get this close somehow. Oh, nice little slide. Worked out pretty well. Nice. Even after all that though, I'll be tapping in another bogey. And we're gonna finish at 3 over. All right, we have completed the round. So I just concluded the first challenge here on the channel. In hindsight, I should have probably made my goals a little less lofty, not really realizing what the conditions were going to be like or what the ground play was going to be like. The good news is I didn't lose any discs, so that's definitely a positive. Hopefully you guys will stick with me on the channel in the future, and hopefully we'll have some better videos.